Before we get to the video, feel free to check out my Patreon linked in my bio where I post exclusive content that I won't see here on YouTube or any of my other social media accounts like stop motions, toy photography, music production, behind the scenes of projects I work on such as videos and dioramas, plus more for $5 a month. Now let's get straight to it. What's up, you guys? Thank you for clicking on this video. So as you can tell by the title, Transformers Prime. I've been thinking about this the last couple days, and I'm just looking back on certain things with the franchise in my childhood, and I'm like, wow, we had it so good with Transformers Prime. And if you guys remember, it was kind of, not everyone liked it in the Transformers community. I wouldn't say it was hated, obviously. I mean, people loved it, but because of the serious tone, because of the whole, relic hopping and chasing adventure type thing that it was, similar to the Bayverse movies, it turned a lot of people off. The seriousness, the similarity to the Bayverse designs, just stuff like that. A lot of it had to do with, the people that didn't like what Bayverse did and Prime copying that in a lot of aspects. But looking back on it, man, I mean, in certain ways, they did that aspect of Transformers better than Bayverse. And just looking at the scale of everything, the characters, the animation, the story, even though at times it did get either repetitive or drawn out a bit too long and just boring, a lot of it was very tight-knit, very straightforward and to the point, with the history within the aligned continuity and the relics and the characters and the character dynamics. It wasn't too complex. Well, I mean, they don't have to make it complex because it's for kids, but they kind of did in a way which gave it that sort of adult appeal a little bit too, while not being too adult like something like a series Invincible. And with all that considered, I think we need something like this right now for the Transformers franchise. Hasbro, Paramount, whatever other company that's involved with making media and cartoons for Transformers at this point, we need something like Prime again. And I'm going to talk about something similar with animated in the next few days. Like these two shows, Beast Wars, these are like the pinnacle for peak Transformers content that most people consider for the Transformers franchise. It's not G1, it's not Unicron Trilogy for all the glazers out there. I be glazing Unicron Trilogy at times myself, but you just look at it, the big three is Prime, Animated, and Beast Wars. And getting something similar in quality, I'm not saying you have to copy everything, obviously, but in terms of quality, we need something like that again. And with Transformers Prime here, make it a small cast, make it a bit more serious than what we've been getting with the last few cartoons. And, I don't know, just leave it on, like, Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon, whatever deal they have. Don't put it on streaming services and ruin the potential of viewers like Earthspark. Just don't make dumb decisions like that. And I feel like I have to keep saying this because bringing awareness to it a little bit while also keeping these sort of issues relevant, because I feel like Hasbro just really isn't learning with certain things, because you see some of these same mistakes that made Earthspark fail. No one really cares about Cyberverse anymore. I mean, it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't memorable either. RAD 2015 was basically a flop, if I remember correctly. Transformers Prime, in some areas, I covered this a few days ago, it flopped in Japan. It wasn't the most successful thing either, but it still did good or decent for its time. A lot better than 2015 RAD, Cyberverse, and Earthspark. But, just the essence of what that cartoon was, I feel like would do a lot better in 2025 than it did in 2011. Because it's just different times. It's a different market. A lot of those kids are older now. They have nostalgia for Transformers Prime. They want something similar to that in quality with the Transformers franchise and media nowadays, because look at all the watered down, basically crap we've been getting ever since Prime ended. And you take all that into consideration and the desperation, hype, need for something like that from Transformers. I don't see how this is not a no-brainer for Hasbro to just do. I feel like this would be a moneymaker for them. Now, I see a point that people could already make in the comments that Hasbro tried this 4 years ago with Kingdom and Siege and Earthrise. Kind of, yes, but that was a Netflix exclusive thing. It was a different direction. I mean, you could say in tone it was similar, but it was even more serious to the point where it was just straight up boring and the characters sucked. It was worse than how they handled that tone with Prime, and it just failed. It wasn't good at all. And it's not even like the same level of what they were going for with what you see with Prime and the difference with those Netflix shows. So I don't even really see that as like a fair comparison. And who knows, maybe Hasbro internally do, and that's why we really haven't gotten anything on more of a serious, less 5-year-old story-driven note because of the failure of those Netflix shows. That could very well be the case too. I mean, these Hasbro top heads can be dumb like that to me, because we've seen decisions made that are not smart with this franchise over the years, and I feel like that could be a reason for it. Because you look at what we got after Earthspark and what we're getting with Cyberworld, Super Kitty. It's like they're going back to form with like Rescue Bot stuff a little bit in a way. And I just don't really think this has an impact or longevity, and it hasn't. No one cares about Earthspark. The last season dropped like, what was it, 5 months ago? Literally no one was talking about that. And look at where we're at. Cyberworld is going to be like a 5-minute YouTube exclusive series. It's not even going to be on television anymore. And it's not even, I can't remember how long it is. Is it 5 minutes or is it 10 minutes? It's barely even that long. It's shorter than Cyberverse. I remember people were complaining about how short Cyberverse was for being, I think it was like 12 minutes the runtime. And now look at Cyberworld. It's even shorter than that 5 years later. So, I don't know, guys. Just looking back at Prime, the impact it's had on the franchise the last 15 years, how much people love it, the nostalgia, how much people are kind of begging Hasbro at this point nowadays for something similar to the quality of Prime, the characters, the storytelling, even the animation. Because the animation since Prime has been super cheap, bland, boring, and just dull looking. I guess it was kind of different and unique for the time when we got RAD 2015, but they've copied it basically every time since with Cyberverse and Earthspark the last 10 years now, and they seem to be copying it with Cyberworld as well, because I guess it's like cheaper behind the scenes and you could get stuff out quicker or whatever. So I understand that, but I feel like we need more of a quality animation style as well again, something that's maybe different, you know, maybe go back to 2D anime style. We haven't gotten that in close to 20 years now, which is crazy to me. So, I don't know, just all that stuff combined, I think would make for a better Transformers series and more people would just care about it nowadays. But yeah, guys, let me know down in the comments below. How do y'all feel about this topic? Do you think we need something similar to this back in the Transformers cartoon area of the franchise? All my social medias are linked down below, including my email if y'all want to hit me up about business inquiries, if you want to message me about whatever. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Bye!